Okay, welcome back. So in this tutorial, I'm going to show you a different way in which we can write functions in JavaScript. So far, what we've been doing is we've been writing function declarations. You use the keyword function, you give the function a name, and then you define your function. You decide whether it has parameters or not. You have your curly braces, and in there is the code block, the code that will run when the function is called upon. So that is a function declaration. You can also write a function expression. So a function expression is a function that has no name. It can be stored in a variable. You'll often hear people refer to them as anonymous functions. Anonymous functions because they have no name. So in this tutorial, I'm just going to show you difference in terms of the syntax, how you can structure functions. And then in the next tutorial, we'll talk about how they behave differently because the behavior is different. It's treated differently by JavaScript. So let's just create a function called sayHello using a function declaration. So all we would do is write out the keyword function, give the function a name, say hello, parentheses. I won't define a parameter, and all this function does when you call or invoke it is basically just says hello. Okay? So the function has been defined, but we haven't called or invoked the function. Remember, we have to call the function for it to fire, for it to run. So all I need to do is just type out the function name, say hello, semicolon. So now here is where I'm calling or invoking this function here. So if I save and refresh, go down to the Google Chrome browser, we get hello. Okay, awesome. So that is how we can write a function declaration. We've seen function declarations before. But one key difference is where the function declaration has a name, a function expression does not. It is a function without a name. So how would you create one? Well, what we can do is we can actually create a variable and assign that the value of an anonymous function, a function without a name, and this is all known as a function expression. So I'll just use the const keyword because suppose just give a bit of context here. You're typically going to create a function declaration if you know you might be using that function multiple times in your code, where a function expression, maybe you're only going to run the code once, so you don't really want to give it a name, and maybe even declare it globally. You just want to do it one time. So what you do is you say var let const, we'll do const, and we'll store it in a variable. So the variable will have a name, say hello, and I'm going to assign this variable the value of a function that has no name. Okay? And then inside of here, I'll just say console.log hello. So what I've done is I've actually declared, or sorry, I shouldn't be saying declared. I've created a function. I've used the function keyword, okay? And we have our parentheses. But you notice the function actually doesn't have a name. What I've done is I've assigned an anonymous function, a function with no name, into this variable called sayHello. So all of this together is known as a function expression. It is a function without a name, and this variable has been assigned the value of a function. So you're probably wondering, how would you call or invoke then a function that has no name? Well, we've stored it in the variable sayHello, so all you need to do is write out the name of the variable that the function has been stored in. So if I now call or invoke sayHello, we should still get hello in the console. Remember, the other function has been commented out. So we get hello, and just to prove it is this one, I'll say hello you, waka waka waka. I don't know what's wrong with me today. I'm so sorry. I'm such a weirdo. Save and refresh. So you get hello you, waka waka waka. So in other words, we've created a function. So using the keyword function, we have our parentheses here. No parameters been passed in. Opening curly brace and closing curly brace. And all of this code will run when that function is called or invoked. The function has no name, and we've stored it in this variable called sayHello. Okay? So key takeaway from this tutorial, just be aware that you can write functions in many different ways. We already saw this with loops, for example. We saw how you can write a for loop, a while loop, and a do while loop. There's another type of loop that's very popular called the for each loop. So there's different ways of writing loops. There's also different ways of writing functions. So far, what we've seen our function declarations. We use the keyword function, give the function a name, and then we create our function. With a function expression, we have a function that has no name, sometimes referred to as anonymous functions, and we store that in a variable, and all of this together is known as a function expression. Okay, that's awesome. I'll see you in the next one.